This story genuinely appears completely made up until you survey the police report, on the grounds that the police formally sort of affirm a lot of what the family claims to be valid about their frightful experience. And on the off chance that that doesn't persuade you, there's really a film variation called Veronica on Netflix, and they guarantee this is valid as well. So, we should find out your thought process. In 1992, a police headquarters in Madrid, Spain, got a wild-eyed call from Maximo Gutierrez, guaranteeing that he and his significant other were being gone after by tall, shadowy figures. The answering official didn't accept his underlying cases, but chose to look at it on the off chance that it was a real home intrusion. There were no indications of constrained passage, no indications of burglary. As a matter of fact, the police noticed that at first, the house was shockingly tranquil. They got back to the Gutierrez's inside to converse with them. Now that you know the house was protected, you realize, air quoting however, when they plunked down to converse with them, they listened to a noisy beat on the patio. The police portrayed it as seeming like a huge stone falling and rolling. Along the ground they head out to research, but nothing is there. As they stand there confounded, one of the officials shouts, "Duck!" Similarly, as an armoire entryway opens up viciously, barely absent an official's head. As of now, they figure this could be a trick of some kind. Also, they check the armoire. They're looking out of control. There doesn't appear to be any strings or a way that this could be a trick. There's no one around. As of now, several of the officials conclude that this is simply as well much for themselves, and they need to stand by outside. Gutierrez continues to tell the officials about the bizarre passing of their 18-year-old girl Estefania, who had died only a couple of years sooner, and why they believe that her passing is really associated with their house being spooky. Estefania went to an extremely strict school, so when one of her educators caught her and her companions using an Ouija board, she was profoundly disturbed. The educator runs over, she crushes the Ouija board, and tells them that this isn't totally fine, they can't make it happen. But when she broke the board, she destroyed the little glass planchette they were using to, as a matter of fact, move that Wii. Also, the instructor and the students that were there all claimed to have seen some kind of trapped smoke escape from the glass planchette, and it really was inhaled by Estefania. Mr. Gutierrez asserted that from that moment on, his daughter's physical and emotional health began disintegrating. Estefania started telling her parents about these peculiar individuals she kept finding in the house, especially around nighttime. When she was laying in bed, there would be these shadow figures that would emerge from the closet, come in the door, and they'd creep generally around her room. They even grabbed her occasionally at night. Her parents got her tested, and no doctor could make sense of what was wrong with her. So, without a diagnosis, the parents had to watch in horror as the girl's condition recently crumbled decisively until, at long last, she just unexpectedly kicked the bucket in her bed one evening, and there was no authority reason for death. Soon after she died, her guardians began to see bizarre things occurring in their home, and they accepted that is the point at which the unpleasant in reality began. As the guardians are uncovering this data to the police, they all hear shouts and banging coming from Estefania's room. The police hop up out of their seats, they're so terrified. The police and the dad advance over to the room. They open it up and inside, nobody's in there despite the fact that the shouting proceeds. The cross that ordinarily was mounted to the wall was in the center of the floor. Where it was mounted on the wall, there were now these profound scratches dove into the wall that were not there in a real sense by 30 minutes prior. The police kept on looking everywhere to sort out where on earth the shouting is coming from. However, they couldn't sort it out. As they're analyzing the room, they begin hearing beating in every one of the walls. One of the cops saw that an image of Estefania in that room had fallen on the ground, and he got it. The outline itself was whole, however the picture inside the edge, which was of Estefania, had burst into flames and had consumed. External the room, one of the cops noticed that a peculiar ruby variety goo was available in a portion of the Gutierrez furniture. A new substance that neither the guardians nor any of the officials had seen since being in the house. Not knowing what to think about the circumstance, the police leave and recommend the Gutierrez's turn out as fast as could be expected. And eventually they do. And they report when they went out, all of the paranormal activity stopped. The official police report is loaded up with remarkable occasions that the officials present, which included the boss examiner of the police force, committed to have seen, passing on this case to be one of the latest and eeriest unexplained cases in police history. As of late, this case was really adjusted into a film called Veronica on Netflix. Furthermore, individuals are saying it is the most unnerving film they have at any point checked. If you partook in this video, make certain to like and buy in, and let me in on what's one here next.